Hey there, Cheese Meisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pod After Dark. I'm Jeff, and the man who embraces his mediocre nothingness shines greater than any. Whoa. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my co-host.
I'm Leslie, and I missed your beard.
I missed your light. I missed your soul.
Missed your soul. Missed your
I
thumb.
missed your
You're so great with your thumbs.
I think the two of them were attracted to different things in each other. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That was funny. Like, all of her things were physical and all of his were etheric. It was really funny.
Fantastic.
This week, Cheese Meisters, we are talking about Always Be My Maybe, the 2019 I'm Just a Keanu Reeves standing in front of a celebrity chef asking her friend to punch him in the face masterpiece. Written by Ali Wong, Randall Park, and Michael Golamco? I don't know. Golamco? I don't know. I'm making that one up. Directed by Nanachka Khan, starring Ali Wong, Randall Park, James Saito, Michelle Buteau, Vivian Bang, Keanu Reeves, Susan Park, Daniel Day Kim, and Karan Soni. I think, I'm not sure, the guy who's in Deadpool. He's the taxi driver in Deadpool.
Mr. Poole.
Yeah, DP. Yeah,
love
that guy's
him.
pretty great. I do too. We are watching this in conjunction with season 4, episode 12, Radar Love. Radar Love. Our spelling connection is James Saito, who is in an episode of TJ Hooker. He is Randall Park's dad in this movie. So, and he's kind of awesome. Like, he's just
great.
he's like the most down to earth and like correct human being. Like, he's just like, like, he just sort of always says a slightly funny but 100% correct thing to say.
Yes.
So thumbs up for his dad in this movie. So had you seen this before?
I had never seen it.
Okay, I hadn't either. So tell me why you'd never seen it before. Do you have any idea? Because I'm not sure why I never saw it.
You know why? It's because I, like many other sad people, am stuck in the same rewatch rut a lot of times. Or
Yeah.
Another thing I'm noticing is that I lean towards TV because even though I may watch the length of a movie in TV form, there's the start and the stop. And so then it's, to quote a Dawson's Creek episode, there's the built-in breaks, even though we have the ability to pause things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about, unfortunately, my attention span is shortening like everyone else's. And so to get me to sit down and watch a movie does take a bit more effort than it used to.
Yeah, I get that. Even though, like, it is a weird thing. Like, we're willing to commit to an 8-episode TV run because it feels shorter than we are to commit to sitting down and watching a 2-hour movie, even if the 8-episode TV run is 8.5 hours long.
Yep.
Although give me a show that's 35 minutes. Like, give me 10 35-minute episodes. I'm yours. Like,
yeah,
sign me all the way up. I'm honestly not sure why I never saw this. But I found, like, I was looking back, because this is a rom-com, you guys. Like 100% in its soul, this is a rom-com.
Yes.
Influenced and built on every other rom-com you've ever seen. But I was like, I went doing a little Googling about, like, best rom-com speeches. And there's like half of them I haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah, because it was stuff that was like newer.
I should look this up because I wonder if it's the same for me.
Here, I'll tell you what was on this list of 9 of the best big romantic movie speeches. Okay, some of these we've talked about, some of these we haven't yet. Obviously, When Harry Met Sally, the New Year's Eve speech. And here's one I haven't seen, The Notebook. People seem to like that movie. I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Silver
No,
Linings Playbook. Have not seen it.
that one is
Heard really good
phenomenal.
things. Yeah, I've heard
I
really good
love
things.
that movie,
Just never watched it. Casablanca, obviously.
obviously.
Palm Springs, which I don't think I've even heard of.
Oh, that one's good. I don't
Yeah.
remember any speech, but it was good.
The Proposal.
No,
Don't know this movie. Oh, it's a Sandra Bullock
my
deal.
mom loves that movie.
Okay. Crazy Rich Asians, which I also have not seen.
That is good.
Crazy Stupid Love, also have not
Oh,
seen.
that is good.
Yeah, lots of crazy.
Yeah.
The Map of Tiny Perfect Things, literally never heard of.
Nope. No
Don't
idea.
know, don't know what that one is. So like, it's like half of them I haven't seen these movies. And a couple of them I ain't even heard of.
A couple of them. I feel like I'm sensing a trend with like Ryan Gosling in a few of these. Uh,
Yeah, whoever wrote it, whoever put that together is Gen Z would be my guess.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of newer stuff in there.
Yeah.
So things that people would have seen when they were, of a rom-com age.
You know what? You're right. Because millennials definitely would have had You've Got Mail in there,
Mm,
or I haven't seen this one, but I know people love it. My Best Friend's Wedding. Um,
yeah,
where's
I don't get
Legally
that one.
Blonde? Like,
Right.
I know I've mentioned this. This is not my favorite movie, but just the more I think about this movie, the more I'm like, damn, they did something there.
In which Legally Blonde?
Legally Blonde. I'm just
Mm,
like, oh my god, this is. You had a girl chasing a guy, and then say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to stay in law school and prove everyone wrong. And I'm like,
right.
what? What a story, Mark.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I guess I saw that movie. I mean, I most recently saw the stage production of it at a university. Again, shouts to Karen.
Vengeance now.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I feel like a rom com is a thing that is for teenagers to watch.
And
You
20
know,
somethings. I'm going
and
to
20
include
somethings. I
like
no, I
college.
agree. I agree. But like when you start watching those and when you find ones that you're like, yeah, this is the shit right here. Like you're younger, you
Yeah.
know? So when rom-coms come out when you are in your 40s, you're like, maybe I'll watch it. Like I'm not like, I'm not against it, but I'm also not like I'm not running out for date night,
Sure.
like, we've been married almost 20 years. Let's go watch a rom-com about two kids who can't figure their shit out. You know, like that's much more relatable when you're a kid who can't figure your shit out than, you know what I mean?
And then the ones that are for married couples or older couples have, I don't want to say that there is a bit more somber tone to them at some
Sure.
points. Like there will be a message there because like it's complicated is wonderful. No notes. But then there is a moment where like, oh fuck, Meryl Streep's got to learn something. They all have to learn something. Oh, we're always learning something. God damn it.
That's true. That's true in every rom-com. Like the learning something is part of it.
But it feels more pronounced and sadder when it's
Mm.
older because I'm I'm only just now realizing at 36 that like, oh, this is life.
Hmm.
Things don't become easier. You
No,
will
everyone's
still keep making
always,
mistakes.
yeah,
Like,
everyone's always trying to figure it out.
well, but here's the problem, and I don't know, maybe I'll find this out as we discuss this, but I feel like in rom-coms where when you're younger and watching them, you're kind of sold the idea of it's going to stop when you find this person. It's going to stop when you fall in love. It's going
Sure.
to stop once you have hit all the marks on this movie.
Sure. I mean, but that's true, except for the only thing that stops is the movie.
Yeah, but we don't think about that.
Yeah, but I mean that's what a rom com is, and if you understand that that's what you're watching, But I don't think you understand that when you're 19.
Oh no, these
You know,
movies were my guide.
Yeah, of course they were. I mean, I still ride hard for When Harry Met Sally. Um,
Absolutely.
but more because it's hilarious than because it's like this big romance, you know?
Yeah.
Um, it's just fucking funny. And not like and not even in like the gender politics of it, like the can men and women be friends thing. Like that's kind of a dated concept, but
Yeah.
it was very much a question in the 80s. Like, it was of the time for sure. But like it's stuff like Hola, Senor Cleaver, donde está Wallace y Theodore? Like it's stuff like that,
Oh,
or
the scenes
what?
where they're on the phone,
Yes.
those are my favorite. I love the innocuous. I don't know if innocuous is the right word, but like when they're just sitting there, yeah, on the phone,
Practicing his
talking about,
moaning.
yeah, talking about nothing. Good night, Harry.
Yeah. Yeah. They're, I hate to
Oh,
break it to you, but if you found someone you can have sex with and lie in bed and watch TV with, you've got it all.
yeah, and I was just thinking of the moment too where he calls up and he's like, I can't believe you think Ingrid should have gone with what's his name,
Right.
and uh she's like, when did I
When
say
did I
that?
say that?
When
Yeah.
did I say that? And then they're asking for the channel. I have stuff
Hmm?
mixed up in the scene, but people will understand what scene if they've
Yeah.
seen it a million times. um yeah, I love that movie, and I do get caught up. At least, you know what, it's funny, I'm not caught up in the romance of it either, because the most romantic moment to me is when he's walking down the street and he realizes and it had to be you starts playing, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it because it's just
Hmm.
lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. But now we're talking about When Harry Met Sally, which we should
but
probably do at some
but
point.
this
But
was a basis. This
yeah,
was
for sure.
this was the starting point for Ali Wong and Randall Park.
Did they say that? I mean, it feels like it. I don't, I
I
didn't go
saw
looking for quotes.
I saw it written down somewhere that they had said to each other jokingly, like, "Oh, what if we wrote like the Asian When Harry Met Sally?"
Hmm.
Um, and people glommed onto the idea. The internet,
Yeah. I mean,
they were
that's
like,
clearly the way you sell this movie, like it, and it's like it's definitely, it feels like that.
yeah,
It's different because they've known each other their whole lives, and they get the whole, um like they did get together and it didn't go very well, so they go, and which is again what happens in When Harry Met Sally. Like, they get together, they separate, they come back together at the end. Like, it's very much that same structure. Um this is a throwback, this movie.
yeah,
It's a pre-COVID throwback, um
wow, yeah, it is.
to movies, to like, it's got that rom-com structure. And another thing that it's like a throwback of, and I don't know if you've even seen this, but the whole thing where they're making fun of fine dining is such a, like, that is a thing that happens in movies in the 80s
Well,
and in the early 90s.
isn't there that quote when Carrie Fisher is quoting
Yeah,
uh, Harry's friend, and he's like, "Movies are to the '90s what fine dining was in the '80s." I read that
or
somewhere.
something. Yeah. um but it's also like, there's a bit in LA Story about fine dining. Like, they go to Spago and they serve like the tiniest little food, and
Oh,
he's like, wow, I'm finished already and I don't remember having eaten. It's like stuff like that. And so it's like they're trotting familiar ground in this movie, but they
nice.
do it in a way that really works, you know. For me, I think it works. And we talked, well, I can't remember where we talked about this, but um the specificity of it is what matters and is what makes it relatable. Like,
Yes.
this is very specifically a San Francisco movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been to San Francisco, but I know where they are and what they're like. They've shown me this world.
Yeah.
And then it's very specifically like an Asian American movie, which is a culture I'm also not a part of.
Yeah.
But there's so much specificity to, like, when she's little and she's like has to feed herself dinner, and like when that's like a white kid, it is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or some chicken nuggets or some shit.
Yeah.
For her, it's like it's spam, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But also a pile of rice that she seasons. Like,
Yes.
that's not the way I made myself dinner, you know? But
No.
we're shown that this is the way she makes herself dinner, and it feels cultural. It feels like it's part of her upbringing.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, I get that. Like, it's relatable to me because she's this latchkey kid who's feeding herself because her parents are too busy working. Lots of kids grew up like that, especially people my age. Like, they invented the phrase latchkey kids for my generation of kids, you know?
So I've heard and noticed more and more when Gen X talks.
Yeah, but it's because before that, moms were at home.
Oh yeah.
Like, there wasn't a latchkey kid. There weren't two income families, generally speaking. It was more Ward and June Cleaver, you know? ¿Dónde está Wallace y Theodore?
I guess at one point I was a latchkey kid briefly in high school because, we moved and I was going to be home before my parents. So I got
Sure.
to have a key. And that
Mhm.
was also the only reason they got me a cell phone because they wanted me to call them and let them know, like, hey, I got home.
Yeah. Yeah. We use the landline for that. You don't need a cell phone for that. That's weird.
I don't remember why.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that Liam has a cell phone so that I can reach him if I need to, or if he gets stuck someplace or whatever. Like, it's not a thing that's happened so much, but it's good that it's there. It's like a safety blanket. And because we don't have a landline at home, like, he does need that if we need to get a hold of him or something. But when I started latchkeying in 5th grade. Like, we would no, I was happy about it because
No, I meant
hated
like that's cute. Like I
yeah,
kind of envy that.
we had a babysitter until 4th grade, who then she retired, and then we had another one the next year, and she sucked. I mean, we hated her so much that I was like, can we please just not anymore? Like, let us go home.
Yeah.
Like, give us a key. We're fine. We got it. It's fine. And so we did. And when we would get home, and I would pick up the phone and I would call my mom's work, and I would ask to speak to her in my most professional, Donna Taylor, please. You know? And then they would, obviously they knew who it was. They recognized my voice, I'm sure. But it's fine. And then she'd be home in like 2 hours after she got off work, and, we'd have ourselves a snack and do homework and break our thumbs on each other's heads and whatever things that happened. But it's because both parents worked, and that's what she's experiencing in her upbringing. And, she has her best friend right next door and his family, and gets pulled into it. And then they show like the differences between his Asian American heritage and her Asian American heritage. And they're different. And the mom is like, well, we use scissors for everything. Like, and then you see when she's an adult, she brought that with her, that's a thing she learned. And so she's like, clip, 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 clip. So it's hyper specific, but completely relatable across the board.
Yeah.
Which I loved. And also, like, it's not laugh out loud. It's not as funny as When Harry Met Sally to me.
No.
It has a lot of laughs in it.
It does. Like, I found myself, it just felt like a nice, comfy, relaxing, enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I had a director in college tell us every time before opening, like, remember, you can't hear a smile, as a way to prepare us, like, they're going to love it. You just may not always hear it.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking too about the rom-comminess of it, and how they even have like the rom-com best friends. Like they've
Oh,
got the
yeah.
Bruno Kirby and Carrie Fisher,
Yes.
but they don't have them get together. You know,
No.
like the Carrie Fisher is not dating a married man. She's like pregnant and a lesbian and like with a partner forever. Like I don't know if they're married or what the deal is. I don't think they say.
Yeah.
Um, but and then they've got the guy best friend who's not even really like a best friend, he's just his bandmate, who lost like 50
Tolerates.
pounds. He's wearing a medium. So the hard part is keeping it off.
Yeah.
Rude.
I liked
Um,
his bandmates.
I did too. I liked the drummer who was mad at two of the people in the band, and one of them is herself.
I'm mad at so
I
and
thought that
so,
was great.
and I'm mad at me for being mad at him. I was like, that's relatable.
I thought that was so funny. Um, yeah. So I mean, it's a rom com, you guys. Like that's what happens in this movie. They're friends as kids, and they both like each other, but neither one of them's going to say it. And then his mom passes, who is like a surrogate mom to her.
Yeah.
And in the morning of it all, they end up having sex in the backseat of his shitty car. And it's like, and then neither of them knows how to like deal with that. So they don't. And then he stays there because he wants to be part of his community and not challenge himself. And like he's same band since he was 15, same car since he was 15, working with his dad now, thinking he's a caregiver, even though his dad is like the most able guy in his 60s you've ever seen.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Has to get a shot in the butt. I guess he's got diabetes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They mentioned that towards the end when he's like, "You're not my caregiver. I can give myself a shot in the ass." Yeah. He's like, "Well, why have I been doing it then?" Fair question. And she's gone away and become this super successful celebrity chef. She's opened restaurants in LA, and now she's going to come home and open one in San Francisco before moving on to open one in New York. She's got a high profile relationship with Daniel Day Kim, who's also like her publicist, business associate,
Manager.
manager. Yeah. Like some kind of a thing. But like he breaks off their engagement in like the most passive aggressive way you can, like convincing her that it's a good idea and it's in her bullshit.
Yeah.
Which like pregnant best friend knows. She's like, this sounds like bullshit. But you know, like the best friends in this do a good job of standing in the background, knowing that their best friend is full of shit and just letting them be full of shit.
Yep.
Until it's their turn to say, knock it off.
Exactly.
You know, which they do because they have to. That's the best friend's job.
Mm-hmm.
In the rom-com. And then they come back together, but it doesn't quite click, and she goes to New York, and he doesn't want to do that, but she doesn't want to do this. Like they both are living these different lives, and they have to learn to come towards each other. You know, he has to learn to embrace the thing that she's doing, and she needs to learn to come back home a little bit more in her approach and her life. And they're, you know, they're just constantly circling each other until they do it again. And that's great. But then it like falls apart again because they still haven't figured out how to like say the thing to each other that they need to say to like make that next step in their relationship happen. And then she opens a restaurant and names it after his mom, and everything's happy. And it's real cute and sweet. And also, not for nothing, fucking Keanu Reeves.
I was not expecting him.
Oh, really? I knew about that.
I didn't watch the trailer beforehand, so I'm glad I did it because it was a delightful surprise. Walter and I both exclaimed.
Yeah. I knew that he played himself in this movie, and I knew that everyone loved his performance and thought it was hilarious and that he was really good in it. And that's kind of all I knew.
Yeah.
So he walks in. I'm like, yep, this is what this is. Um, and it's like, it's the one thing I knew about this movie going into it, and it's great. But like, I wrote all my notes, and then at the end, I was like, oh right, Keanu. Like I had so many other things I was thinking about then, because that is a like the Keanu thing is such a specific joke.
It felt like they were parodying any time in a rom-com when there's the foil to the love story.
Oh,
I was trying to think of whoever Sally, whoever Harry and Sally are both dating when they're playing charades terribly.
oh,
It's a funny scene.
I love that scene. Oh, but Baby Fishmouth is sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines in any movie ever.
Harry
Baby
hates
Fishmouth.
Yeah. Baby talk.
Yeah, I have a picture of Liam when he was like 3 with a plastic fish in his mouth, and I was like, "Baby fish mouth, yes!" Made me very happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's totally that rom-com foil, but it's also the like this movie really wants to puncture pretension. Like,
yeah.
and making Keanu like the embodiment of fine dining celebrity culture, and have him like being like this outwardly spiritual, in touch with the world and the energies and the and just being totally full of shit.
Yeah.
But like, like, oh, my friend Tom Ford made this for me.
Well, I feel like that's another touchstone of people who grew up in the 80s and the 90s, you poser.
Right. Yeah.
She has that moment where I think she says like, "Oh, you think I'm so sorry you think I've sold out." And I'm like, "Oh, I haven't heard that in a while."
Mm-hmm. That's a very Gen X thing to think.
Yeah.
But it's like that's a lot of what's going on in this movie is like it's the struggle between like that selling out pretension and striving for more versus like the authenticity of keeping it real and being at home, but also using that to hide,
Well, and I think that parallels the struggle in relationships of how much am I willing to evolve for this person? Like am I changing myself for the better? Is this what I want?
Mhm.
Or am I just becoming what they want?
The person who holds their purse. Yeah. I mean, that's
He's
right.
so
That's
much
what it is.
I but he's so much more than that. Like
Right. But I mean, that's the like, he doesn't feel that. Like, they both are using the choices they've made to insulate themselves from growth.
mhm.
Right? Like, they both put up the choices they've made as virtuous.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, no, I'm staying in my community. Like, this is real Asian food, not whatever the fuck you just did. Um,
Hurt.
like, I want to be here, but being here means I'm never moving out. I'm never going to stretch. I'm never going to try new things, because new things are dumb and they're inauthentic and they're not real. And she is, I don't know, like, why you can't try for more. I tried for more, and look at what I got. I get to live this fabulous life. This is like, I constantly challenge myself. I'm trying new things. But what she's really doing is shit washing her childhood. Like she says, it paints it with a shit brush. And he's like, yeah, you do that all
Yeah.
the time, and it's not true. Um,
I think the
so
only
they,
wall I'm going to address the celebrity chef thing real quick, because I think that was the only wall I kind of hit in this film. I was like, well, why does she have to be a celebrity chef? Like, can we, as someone struggling with her own mediocrity, can I see more mediocre people who are like, I went out there and I tried it. I'm not there yet, but I'm still trying it. Can you say the same? Like, I know that's, there's kind of a moment like that in Silver Linings Playbook. Like, you know, it's the person who's stuck and the person who is stuck but trying to be unstuck.
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah,
again, like, it's not that kind of rom-com. It's I would say, if anything, her celebrity chef status is making fun of the trope of one person has to be doing super well and the other has to be not.
sure. Yeah, you have to put them in different places, and it, you know, they have to come towards each other in order for it to work. Like, he has to be willing to go to New York and hold her purse or do the big romantic speech on the red carpet. She has to be willing to open a restaurant using his mom's recipes that is more at home.
Yes.
You know, she has to come this way, he has to come this way. And, you know, it's, you know, Harry and Sally both have to do that. There was one that was in my head that's like fucking Danny and Sandy.
Yes.
Right? Like, he has to fucking run track for a whole season, and she has to change her clothes.
He has to become healthier. She has to become less healthy.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know,
in a way.
that's how you smoke, as far as I can tell.
That's the, I have to sing, and this is going to make me hack up a lung. So, boop. This
Yep.
is sexy, right?
Mm-hmm. When I do it like that, is like the sexiest hand motion.
You all couldn't see it, but I was moving my foot like Sandy. I was
Oh, yeah, of course.
here.
Yeah, it's full body acting.
Yeah.
Speaking of the celebrity chef thing, because they really they are puncturing the artifice of that. Although, shouts to Padma for showing up in this movie. God bless Padma. Padma Lakshmi. Yeah, when Daniel Day Kim leaves her and is like, all the pictures, and she's like, is he dating Padma Lakshmi?
Yeah, that's right. I was like, that name sounds familiar. Okay, got it.
Yeah, she's awesome. Love Padma. You know, she was on Top Chef for like 20 seasons, and
wow.
Has her own show, Food That Made America or something like that. Made in America. I can't remember exactly what it is, but she travels the country, like, talking about different food that is important to different groups of people in the country. She's done a lot of stuff about indigenous food, and she's also done like border town stuff, like El Paso, and like the Mexican food to Tex-Mex kind of thing that's there. And she also did an episode on hot dogs, I think, you know, and sausages. Like, she covers it all. She's awesome. Love Padma. So the fact that she's in this, I was like, yay. But this is the thing I wrote down. Is being a chef the weirdest thing you can be famous for that's an actual job? Because
no.
Like, okay, what's
you know what
weird?
I think is weirder? Influencers, reality stars.
That's not a real
weird.
job, though. But it's not a real job.
But they're making money and they have fame.
Sure, but that's a different thing. It's a different thing.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, like, this is a real job that lots of people have, and you can be a celebrity at it. It's like celebrity fireman. Like, that's not a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, like celebrity janitor, not a real thing. Celebrity chef is a real fucking thing. And the fact that it's a real thing is weird, because they're doing something totally relatable, cooking dinner, in the most unrelatable way you can do it. Like, look at these plates of like this is a deconstructed Caesar salad. What? Like, it's interesting, you know, like that whole, like, when you eat all of these things and you put them in your mouth, they taste like a Caesar salad, but when you look at them on the plate, they look like mush piles. Like, that's interesting. Like, the whole big lavender bubble dessert That's fucking nuts. It's interesting, and
Yeah.
it's science, and it's art, and it's presentation, but it's weird. And you can be a celebrity for that. And it is, being a celebrity chef is in part built on what you can cook, right?
Mm.
But it's also super personality based.
That makes
But
sense.
yeah, but the personalities, like, it's personality based when kitchens are filled with weirdos and incredibly driven artists. Like,
Yeah.
I was just listening to Lindsay Price, who is on 90210 in the last couple of seasons. You haven't met her yet. She was on Oldish with Brian Austin Green, and she is married to Curtis somebody who is a celebrity chef.
Okay.
And I can't remember his name. He's Australian. Seems delightful. Like the two of them together, they seem great. But they were talking about how weird kitchens are, especially those kind of kitchens where it's like celebrity chef type kitchens, because there are people in it, and if you've watched The Bear, you sort of see the personalities at play in that kind of environment. Like, they're highly driven. It's really cutthroat. It's fast paced, but it's artistic, and it's also food based, and so and it's also it's an immigrant story. Like, kitchens are filled with immigrants. They have been forever.
Yeah.
Like the chefs, the busboys, the dishwashers, the wait staff. Like, it's and it's also a late night weird guy culture. You know,
Okay.
like if you know anything about Anthony Bourdain, like, I highly recommend checking out Anthony Bourdain stuff, because he's super interesting to deal with. But the way he would shine a light on what it was really like to work in a kitchen where you get off at like 3 a.m. and then you go to someone else's restaurant and sit around with them, and you make each other food, and you hang out, and you smoke, and you drink, and like, it's a again, it's a relatable thing, but the reality of it is totally unrelatable.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that people become celebrity chefs is by doing it on television, where the people watching it can't taste what you're making, and that's what you do.
Yep.
It's
That is.
weird.
Yep. The more you talk about it, the more I'm like, that is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, like, we watch Top Chef. I really enjoy Top Chef. And it's gotten to be, like, at the beginning it was so reality, like people fighting with each other, and the
Yeah.
personality conflict garbage. Now it's like these people are doing interesting things with food,
Yeah.
and some of them are doing revolutionary things with food that you can just tell how good it is by the reaction of the people who are eating it,
Nice.
which is shocking. Like, that's crazy that you can do that. That I can watch Tom Colicchio take a bite of something and go, "Oh shit, that's good."
Yeah, you
Like,
got
you
to
just,
make it a suggestive face.
but you just, like, you get used to the way he reacts to things, you know, and you're like, oh, that landed. Whatever that thing, even, and when they explain what's in the dish, I'm like, I haven't heard of 90% of the shit you just told me was in this bite that you just ate,
Right.
but I bet it's fucking tasty. But I don't know. But I want to meet Buddha. That guy seems awesome, you know. Um,
I don't know. Everything
so
always looks tasty on Cutthroat Kitchen, even the stuff that is deconstructed, which
right, right,
always means that they didn't have time, or they didn't have a prime ingredient. So they were like, okay, well, I don't have a binding agent for this burrito, so it's going to be a deconstructed burrito.
right. Yeah, and again, I deconstruct it. I don't know, whatever.
No,
But
they say deconstructed, or
no, I know they do all the time.
this is a rustic take on pizza.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's such bullshit,
Yes.
but it's kind of cool.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like we went to 610 Magnolia, which is in Louisville. The chef there was on Top Chef. And it it's probably the most expensive meal I've ever paid for. I feel like
Wow.
it is. Uh like it's really expensive by like normal food prices. It's not really expensive by 3-star Michelin restaurant prices. Um some of those places are like $800 a person. Um
No, thank you.
yeah. But it doesn't mean I don't want to go to Ever at some point and try. Like
Sure.
and have that experience of like, ooh, wow, this is, whatever. Like I went there's Ever is a like Michelin star restaurant in Chicago, and it's got a bar attached to it called After, which is kind of cute.
Oh,
And I was flying solo one night because I think Laura and Liam were in Florida or something. And I'm
mhm.
like, I'm gonna go eat dinner at the bar. Like, which will be an expensive bar meal, but it's not gonna be that, you
Yes.
know? And I can still have stuff that this chef made, his recipes, whatever, have that experience, which is kind of cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was really, really cool. But the 610 Magnolia place in Louisville was amazing. And they have a dessert there that is so good that every bite I took made me curse. Like, I took a bite and I was like, fuck. What the fuck? That is so. And I took another bite and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
That's
every
awesome.
bite was so good. So, like, the being able to do that and have that experience is really fun.
Yeah.
It's not dinner. I mean, not in the way that you like, tonight we're going to have meatloaf or something. Although you can probably deconstruct your meatloaf if you want. Um,
It's
like
just,
there's ways to do that stuff.
I can't even describe it. I just had to make the gesture. Like, it's just all
Here's
loud,
like some raw hamburger, uncooked.
mealy.
It's yeah. What is it when tartare? It's like
Yes.
steak tartare and like a raw egg and like a tomato puree, um, sprinkled with breadcrumbs. Like I just deconstructed a meatloaf, you guys, right there.
Yep. Little parsley.
Put it all in there. One bite, one perfect bite. Um, so it's not dinner, even though, and here's my quibble with the way they presented in this movie. Have you ever eaten tapas?
I'm sure I have.
Like Mexican appetizer tapas,
It's
like
been a while, but yeah.
yeah, like everything is small plates, right? Like they bring out like four of these tiny little things, whatever they are, whatever you ordered. Everyone at the table gets one, and you're like, "Ooh, that was yummy." And then you ordered another one, and it comes out, and it's all in small bites. Um, by the end of it, you're fucking stuffed.
Yeah.
Like you can't believe that you're full eating all of these little bites of food. So like the whole like I'm starving even after I don't that's not real. Like people you fill up when you eat like this. It's weird, but you're like I'm not hungry. I mean you're not like, "Oh my god, I just ate like 4 chili corn dogs or something." Um but you're not hungry,
I mean,
it's not
that's the
that.
point of courses. They are supposed to be
Yeah,
smaller. That
right.
way, because every course is like a different chapter in the meal.
Yeah. Yeah. So this celebrity chef thing is just funny in this movie. But it's a weird thing to be famous for,
It
you know,
is.
especially because
But
there's like lots of chefs that, and here's the other part of it, like, and this is what she does in the movie. Um, Celebrity chefs aren't making the food in their restaurants most of the time.
yeah,
You
it
know,
made me
like
kind of sad.
yeah, like they create the menu, they work with whoever to design the aesthetic of the place and like the vibe of the thing, and then they leave and they open another restaurant somewhere else after a while, but they're not necessarily the chef in the kitchen every night at all of their places. Like you can go to a Gordon Ramsay place that he hasn't been in a month.
Which kind of makes me sad because obviously I mean, on the one hand, they're achieving status
Hmm.
and more power, but they're not getting to do the thing that excited them the most and
Hmm.
brought them to it. It's kind of like the actor who turns producer. Like,
Sure.
yes, you're going to get more money and you're getting to put more stories out there, but you're sort of behind the scenes more.
Yeah, you're doing something
And
different. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know, I feel like you would want to go back to grassroots, which they do show her cooking for herself and
Uh huh.
doing things here and there. But yeah, you know, it just reminds me why I I don't want power. I just
Right.
want to be comfortable. I want to do the things I do comfortably.
Yeah, yeah, and that's awesome. Like, but I mean, it is a thing that happens with like the celebrity chef. They become such a celebrity that celebrity is their job, not
Yeah.
chef. It's
And
like
that seems like a terrible
doing.
job.
Yeah, I mean, but if that's what they like maybe they love it. Maybe they love that part and they've moved on. But sometimes they have to come back and cook because they've missed their true calling or whatever. Like all that shit happens. It's real.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what she experiences in this movie a little bit.
Yeah.
um all right, we've talked a long time.
We have.
Adventures in Intimacy.
Hell yeah. Uh, I'm
Give me.
smiling, but oh yeah. Oh my
That looked
God.
like it hurts.
Doesn't mean it was bad.
No. Dirty
I'm
bird.
smiling, but I also am a little sad, and I'm going to point out just right away. This was filmed in 2019, but there was no intimacy coordinator,
Yeah.
so that is sad. But that it still happens. Like
Mhm.
I mean, again, I'm still shocked to this day when I tell people in the industry, and by the industry I mean the business,
Of course.
um, what I do, and they're like, "What is that?" I go, "Where have you been?"
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but they want us undercover because they don't want us in every room.
Mm.
Anyway, on the fun side of things, we do have the friendship love story. We get to
Mm-hmm.
see that grow. But what's really fascinating to me is that unlike when Harry met Sally, in this movie, we get to see their first time and then a big time lapse,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like their first time again, but
Mm-hmm.
as sexually experienced people, and it's a really cool arc to see. And you know, even though there wasn't someone like with the title working on this, there was clearly work done on
Mm-hmm.
this. There was clearly coordination done. Um, and I mean, I loved, I loved the slow move from the front seat of the car to his side to lowering the seat to. I mean, it was
Boom,
like
boom, boom.
it was like slugs
Uh-huh.
clumsily moving their way back, and I mean, it wasn't laugh out loud funny, but it was still funny, but just like
And like
they're
him
still
not being able to
going.
figure out where to put his arm after, like he's like stuck with it up here, in the
They
back seat of the car.
they were so good at the awkwardness. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'll come back to the arc of their sexual encounters, but like the the progression from super awkward hug, arm around the other person, to less awkward was also interesting to watch, because like you don't see a lot of stories where you have two people who want to be together, but then also don't quite know how to handle the repercussions of what
Mm-hmm.
that means, and don't dissect it to death like Joey and Dawson
Sure.
before they even kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And like you do see some of that awkwardness after Harry and Sally first took up, more on his face than hers. Like he's just horrified. And it's funny how for both Randall and Allie's characters, they're both just kind of confused, like, so that's
Right.
what bodies do.
Right. Now what?
And then the fact that they make the same face again
Mm-hmm.
after they're experienced and have this really hot foreplay leading up to sex moment. I mean, that also seemed like what happens in the Notebook, but slowed down, which I appreciated, because I'm like, okay, I love this trope of people just blindly winding their way through the house as they make their way to a bed and undressing each other. But yeah, I'm gonna say it. It seems really real unrealistic.
It's dangerous. It's a good way to
It's
fall down the
it
stairs.
seems dangerous. Yeah. Like I think the fact that they slowed it down in this played more into made it a bit more realistic. Like, okay, we're having to take this moment to, take off clothes, and we're like sometimes breaking the kiss. We're not just like kissing through everything and,
Right.
winding our way blindly through the halls or through the house. Um but yeah, then afterwards they still had the look of just, oh, we did it again.
Yep.
But it was great this time.
Yeah. Yep. We were they let us hang there for just a beat, feeling like, oh no, was this bad again? And then there's like
This
the relief that it wasn't.
Yes. Uh this movie showed me, or reminded me rather, how editing also has to be part of the intimacy coordination, because
Mm.
that is part of the storytelling. I mean, from their first time when they're scrunched up in the backseat of the car to all of a sudden there's a foot of distance between them in the Burger King, uh,
Right.
that says a lot.
You can get it to go, and you eat in your car and cry.
Also, shout out to Corollas. Um, the car for sex.
Is it? It's the car for sex if you're under 6 feet tall. And I would not attempt any kind of mounting at my height in that car. Fuck that. There's no way. There's not enough room.
I can't say anything.
It's because you're not over 6 feet tall. You don't know.
You're right. I don't, and I don't know what would be a better car.
Okay, something bigger than that
That's
is my
true.
answer.
I don't want to leave tall people out of this. I have clearly not dated tall people. Let's see what else. Oh, well, we talked about hugs in the varying degree. Oh, okay. Ali and Keanu, their kiss, and they're being so close to each other as they talk. And, oh, I miss this. I miss your soul. I miss your thumbs. Oh, your thumbs. I miss your beard. Like, just very little space between. You know what it is? This intimacy was fun.
Yeah.
The intimacy coordination in this was so fun. You could tell everyone was having a good time and worked together and building something together. You could tell they got each other. Like,
Yeah.
It makes so much sense to me that Ali and Randall are friends outside of this.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You know, it was funny. I read a little thing about the Keanu thing of it all, and how like he was the one, like they wrote the part for him, and they didn't think he
Yes.
would like take it. But they went out to him, and he had seen her stand up, one of her stand up specials, and loved it, and so like that's why he was like totally into doing it, because he thought she was really funny and like had this knowledge of her outside of the pitch he was being given, and apparently like on set we're like quoting lines from her stand-up special, and it's like it's so much how the relationship in the movie is too. Like she's like, holy shit, it's Keanu Reeves, and Keanu is like, I know her, she's this celebrity chef.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they both have a level of fame that's not the same at all.
Yep.
But he recognizes her because she's famous and has an affection for her because of his experience of knowing her outside of their interpersonal, which is how the real relationship was too, which is kind of interesting to me. So
I need to walk through the trajectory of my thoughts for this next piece. Did you, before you ever kissed someone, or maybe any time before a first kiss with someone new, was there ever a worry in your mind about, what if I miss their lips?
not that specific. No.
Okay.
Like what if I'm terrible at this? What if I don't know what I'm doing, for sure? But like, no, like I didn't think I was going to like headbutt them necessarily, or like accidentally kiss their cheek or something.
Okay. I ask because I mentioned in a previous episode how I want to start noting intimate trends. Maybe historically, not even just from like a period drama aspect, but like from a modern day aspect. And something I've noticed in modern stuff is the use of uh, hands on the side of the
Sure.
face more. Um, it's usually men more than women. And it sounds aggressive, but it always looks quite gentle. And I wonder if that is something. And I want to be clear too. I see this more in movies and like I see this more in performance and less in real life.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is uh, we want to avoid having to do this so many times. So I'm going to have a guide for myself to make sure I get to the right spot on your face. Or
Interesting.
that, and not even the right spot on your face, but so that I make sure we don't butt heads, our noses don't hit each other. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just something I thought about, and then later on, to further the point of having uh, guiding posts leading up to
Hmm.
a kiss, when they're in the car, the the Uber pool, um,
That was a
she
great reveal.
great reveal. She leans over. Well, she turns towards him and then like puts her hand on the bottom of his tie and kind of like works her way up the tie and pulls herself in. And I thought that was really cool and another way of using like, I mean, one, it's sexy, but then two, it's also kind of it's a good guide of come
Hmm.
here, this is where I specifically want you,
Right.
which that part doesn't sound as sexy, but again, I think from what I've read of most celebrity interviews on kissing and intimate scenes, they're really not sexy. Again, they're
Right.
not supposed to be. They're supposed to be sexy for the audience. If it's that hot at work, it's become a completely different job.
I would
Um,
like to remind you of Brandon and Lydia Leeds. Brandon stepped on my foot. Oh,
yeah,
that was nice. You know.
great,
Yeah.
nice.
Again.
Again,
Yep.
cheese meister.
Fucking A.
So yeah, the
Foundational
intimacy
text.
in this is awesome. Um, I've clearly been watching Randall Park as a dad for too long because like when he lifted her up, I was like, oh.
Mm,
So that was my clutching pearls moment in this movie.
I like it. I can only see him in like the FBI vest from the Marvel movies. Like,
Well,
which is
yeah.
not huge. Like that's not like the biggest of things he's ever done, but it like for some reason he's stuck in my head in that outfit.
I refuse to hear anyone say this person could never be leading this person could never be a romantic lead because of
Right.
this and this. Because and not that I ever would have thought he couldn't be a romantic lead. I wouldn't have thought of it at all. But then you see this choreography happening, and you're like, well, yeah, okay, like there
Right.
we go. And all yeah, because I think the friendship is the real is where the romance lies in this.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can't. I could speak higher if they had hired an intimacy coordinator, but I do like what they did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's
I think that's all I have on it.
all right. Um, well, let's go to that same shitty bar. That's where Needle Drop Forest lives this week. Um, and I wish I could remember who told me. It would not have been you if you didn't see this movie before.
But I had
Um,
heard it. It came up on a playlist because we
hmm,
like to listen to funny songs made for movies, and this did
right.
come up, and we were like, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah. Somebody pointed. Shouts to whoever told me to listen to Bounce Back like 3 or 4 years ago. Um, I cannot remember who it was,
You know
but they're
what? We
like,
could
you would love
easily
this
check
song.
our messages.
I look. No, I did. I searched the words "bounce back" in my messages, and I didn't find it. So somebody must have told
Damn.
it to me in person. Um, but they're like, you should listen to this song, and I listened to it. I'm like, that song's fucking great because it's like it does that thing that I'm always appreciative of in a joke, where um, you see the problem in what they're saying. Like you
Mm.
see the logical fallacy in in what they're setting up. And then when they address it, you're like, nailed it. So like with this, it's like, like bounce back like a tennis ball, bounce back like a basketball, bounce back like a soccer ball, really any kind of ball except a football. And I'm like, right, that's exactly correct. Because the minute you start saying like a ball, my brain immediately goes, this don't work with a football, guys. Like, your analogy falls apart when you get to the football. And then they call it out, they land on it. I'm like,
it's pretty
you did
great.
it. Congratulations for landing where you're supposed to land on that. Yeah, it's a toe tapper, and I like the I'm a big fan of silly rap songs.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite songs of all time is the Hip Hoppopotamus versus the Rhinoceros from Flight of the Conchords, which is just fucking amazing. I'm not going to rap it for you, even though I probably could. But it's just when people use that art form and that facility with language to make it funny, I'm like, that's another level for me of like something you can do with an art form. Like Weird Al does it with all forms of music expertly in ways that no one else possibly could. But the Flight of the Conchords guys have some next level funny songs shit. And if you have have you watched Flight of the Conchords?
I've not.
Oh my God. I can't recommend it highly enough. That show is so funny. And the music is perfect. The things they're sending up and the jokes that they layer into the middle of the songs is just perfect. So this bounce back feels
I've got work in the morning.
That's right. It's oh yeah, you know the one with the curry stains.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Yep. And you said, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know what you're saying, baby."
Yeah, that's
it. Yep, that song's so great. It's business time, everybody. Okay, what else time? Is this anyone's defining role?
No.
I don't think it is either.
No, they've all done stuff outside of this. Like I know Ali Wong for her stand up, her comedy. And Randall Park, I knew first as Asian Jim.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
Which he forgot he did.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, man, that's when you know you've achieved status.
Right.
You're like, oh, I had a cameo on, one of the biggest sitcom hits. Oh.
Yeah.
But then also knowing him, I know him from Marvel.
Mm-hmm. You know what that reminds me of? That like he forgot he was in that. Was did you ever watch Get Back, the documentary, the Beatles documentary on the making of Let It Be?
Not yet.
So fucking amazing. But there's one moment. There's a million moments in it, but there's one moment where they're talking about what's going to be like the next single. Because they're recording all this new stuff. Like, what are we going to put out? What's going to be the next single? And Paul's like, "What was our last single? Like, what was the one we just put out?" And I think it was George or Ringo was like, "Hey Jude" was the last one. And I'm like, that's the biggest song you ever did. Like, like just by numbers, "Hey Jude" is the biggest hit they ever did. And Paul's like, "What was the last one?" Oh, the last one was the biggest one. And just totally forgot it because it just happened like 3 months ago and they've moved on. And yeah, like if you're that good that you can forget that you just had like a number one hit with "Hey Jude," hey fucking Jude, like come on.
I kind of get it because if you hang on to every single thing you've ever created or worked on, you're going to be drowning in.
Oh. Agreed.
Either I could have done this better, or I didn't like that thing, and you're just going to be drowning in so many other things, and it just you have to leave room for the next thing.
Yeah, I don't remember most of what I say. Like on the podcast, like someone, and we're 5 to 6 weeks ahead of time when we record
Yes.
these versus when they come out. So when something comes out and someone says something to me about something that I said, I was like, what was I talking about? Remind me. Because I don't remember. I say a lot of shit. And it's all fucking delightful, but I don't remember a lot of it. Like it just, whoop, it's
Yep.
gone. I remember things I take in. I don't remember things I send out.
Yep. I get
So
that.
yeah, so I get it. Um, all right, how for you? How does this red carpet speech rank in rom com speeches? Like, do you have a favorite rom com speech?
I
And
mean,
by the
it's
way,
definitely. Go ahead.
that article had Casablanca in there, not a rom com. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, and
Um,
also, I feel like they don't really. Yeah, one, not a rom com, and I don't know. I don't. I think some of these are speeches, and some of them are just a few lines. You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, there's a
Hmm.
difference. Um, Definitely when Harry met Sally,
Hmm.
and where this would. I can't really think of what other. You know, I was watching for comfort last night this rom com called How to Be Single,
Hmm.
and thinking, why do I like this movie? And I'm just not sure I could tell you because I think it was their attempt at a feminist rom com, but I'm like, you
Hmm.
still have women pursuing relationships and
Right.
trying to fill some void with love, except for the lead, but not, I don't know. There are things that are good and things that are like, well, you tried and you're
Sure.
not hurting me. Um, but that one definitely has an impact on me somehow, and it may just be from the time that I first saw it.
Hmm.
But where this, I liked this speech. There was something in the end about this movie that I thought this this feels healthy to me, because
Hmm.
I think the problem with rom coms, and granted, it's not the responsibility of creatives to get people to realize this is not going to be your life, or this is not going to be the end. This is not that's not the responsibility of the creatives. That is for you in therapy,
Right.
to recognize that when this good thing happens, then the movie cuts and you're done, because if that happened, you'd be dead.
Right.
uh, so no, I like this one. I I thought it was very light and easy, and you know, did they need to add in the like, I want to be with you forever and build a family with you? Like, not necessarily, but like it works because they're friends. They've known each other their whole lives. But a part of me too was thinking, you all still are new to each other at this point in your lives. You are still new people. Like, I've dated my first serious boyfriend. I dated him again for a little bit later. Like, you're two different people and it's two very different times in your lives. Like, that doesn't, just because you've dated before and loved before doesn't mean you're ready to get married.
Right.
So that part I didn't think was necessary, but I also see for a rom com, there are just some things, there are just some spices you still have to throw in there
Yeah.
to, like, you can only make one so modern. So this is my very long answer to, um, the speech is fine. I
Hmm.
don't know where, I really don't know where it ranks.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I don't know that I'm going to remember it.
I won't remember like a line from it, but I
I'll remember the
do.
moment.
Yeah, but I do like the. I like that he had to do it in front of everybody, because like that was the growth his character had to make in order to do that, like with all the eyes on him and people paying attention, um and all of that. So I liked the vibe of the thing. Um,
I like the fact that her parents were there too. You know, like,
right.
there were so many. That was the beauty of this movie, is that it wasn't just about the main couple. There were other relationships that needed healing and
Yeah,
growth.
like his
And
dad and Diana Ross.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a nice touch. I enjoyed the Diana Ross of it all.
me too.
That was fun. Um, yeah, I. What's funny is I'm thinking more of lines from next week's movie
Oh,
than
nice.
I am from lines from this movie, because next week's movie is also a rom com in a way.
I thought of another movie and a speech that I really like. I love in Juno when she like I don't know if you've seen Juno for
Yeah,
one thing.
it's been a long.
Oh,
I saw it
okay.
in the theater. Yeah,
Yeah. I love that moment between her and Polly Bleeker and um she's talking about how like you don't stare at my stomach. I and again, I don't it's funny. I don't have any of these memorized. I can tell you more about the scene and how it made me feel and maybe one line from it. Like, any other actor would have it would have felt it would have sounded cheesy them saying you're golden man, but hearing Elliot Page tell Michael Sarah that like it's just so beautiful in that moment.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now
It's
I'm thinking of other speeches because 10 Things I Hate About You is that poem is iconic.
hmm, I don't think I've seen that movie. I,
I
yeah, I don't know.
love
I
10 Things I Hate About You.
is that McConaughey? Is he in that one?
No,
It's just Kate
that's Heath
Hudson.
Ledger.
Oh, Heath Ledger.
No, you're
Which one is
thinking of
it?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Fuck
Oh, the
that
number 10.
movie.
The number
No.
10.
Mm.
Okay.
10 Things I Hate About You, Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles.
Oh,
It's
Julia Stiles. Got it.
that's a millennial movie.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm
I
Gen X,
know.
baby.
I mean, we can
Um,
fix that.
well, yeah, we'll watch it at some point, I'm sure. I almost knocked my headphone out. Sorry about that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
what is this the EST of for you?
you say you're happy for me?
No, I said, you cut out there for a second. No, I said, what is this the EST of for you?
Oh, okay. I think this is the foodiest rom com.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, very foodie. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Other movies have touched on it, like in Bridesmaids, she's a baker and she makes the one solitary artisanal cupcake, which is bonkers. Um, and then I don't know. I'm sure there have been others, but this one felt more for the foodies. I mean, that scene where they have the headphones in and they're listening.
Oh my god, the sounds of the animal they're eating. Holy shit. That was amazing. I'm sorry.
And again, how the food played into their culture, and how you expand on that and how people respond to that, uh to the food that they grew up with being pushed to elite status or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Elevated.
Elevated, thank you.
Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know what this is the EST of.
It was hard to come up with one.
Yeah. In large part because it's like the things that this is a subset of are things I haven't seen a lot of. Like I haven't seen Crazy Rich Asians or the other crazy movie that was I don't remember which one it was that was in that list.
Oh,
Like I
Crazy
haven't
Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love. It's crazy. I'm getting there's two crazies, there's two tens, there's all this, and now you're talking about food, and I'm like, there's food in next week's movie too. Um,
Which I
so
forgot about.
yeah. Have you seen it? Next week's movie?
I have, but it falls into a past relationship that my mind is just like, we don't remember him. And
Understood.
so I don't remember anything else that I watched with that person.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll get to that in a second, I suppose. Um, I guess this was. I don't know how you say that this was like the most homage uh rom com, because it is an homage to the rom com itself. You know.
But without being overtly so, because I sensed that. You know what it is too? I feel like this movie didn't try to force itself on anyone. It
Right.
just was. This was a passion project. and it had funding. It was a passion
Hmm.
project with funding, so it just gets to be, which
Yeah.
is probably the best thing you want to be in terms of existing as an art piece.
Yeah. I mean, it hits all of the beats of the rom com.
Hmm.
In the way you expect it to, in but in like fresh ways, and like I I thought it was going to be a different type of story. Like I thought it was going to be one of those. They were friends as kids. They meet again as adults. Um, and because they like each was always like the other's backup plan
Yeah,
based on the title.
the title didn't really make sense. Like I know
Yeah.
what it was referencing, but I'm like, but neither of them ever. But they
Yeah.
never reference, like, oh, I thought maybe. You know who would ever say maybe? His dad, I think, said, oh, I thought maybe you two would get together at some point. Like,
Right.
they weren't precious about the title, which I can respect.
Yeah. 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 But it did lead me to think it was a slightly different type of story. I
Me
prefer the
too.
story that it was.
Me too.
Yeah. So, all right. I think once again we have proven my theory that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling.
Even always be my maybe.
Do do do. Oh. Do 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 do. All right. Yeah, that was fun. I liked that movie. I enjoyed it.
Yay! I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always sort of figured I would like it, but I just didn't. I just never watched it, so it's fine. All right. So next week, Cheesemeisters, join us on Wednesday when we watch season 4, episode 13, Emily, where we stay in San Francisco just a little bit. And because we're staying in San Francisco, we are going to watch one of my favorite movies. I think one of my favorite comedies. I've seen this movie a bajillion times. Like there's just a million quotes in my head right this second, like that I'm like, which one should I say? Should I say Harriet, oh Harriet, hard-hearted harbinger of haggis? Should I say took turns pissing into the bitch's ocular cavities? Should I say that one? Oh my god, I love Vicky. Vicky's the best. Should I say I'm going to kick your spaghetti bending butt back to Milan? I just there's so many great things in this movie. We're going to watch So I Married an Axe Murderer, you guys. Should I say no? It's one of my favorite things. It's great line reading. Yeah, it's so fucking good, this movie. So yay, we're in San Francisco. So it's Mike Myers time, you guys. We are gonna watch So I Married an Axe Murderer, and I can't fucking wait. I love this movie so much. I have a number of people that I'm going to have to tell we're finally doing Axe Murderer, you guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is this is a movie I lived on in college. So
Nice.
we will it's a litmus test movie. Like you show it to people and if they get it, you're like, you get it.
Yep.
So I'm excited to watch Summer and Axe Murderer.
I'm excited to remember anything about it.
Maybe you'll just experience it for the first time.
I think I will, because it's just crazy to me how I don't remember anything about it. But again, my brain is wild.
Yeah, and you also haven't seen it 50 times.
No.
This is one of those movies I've seen like Big Lebowski number of times.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yep, glorious. All right, but until then, Cheesemeisters. Cheers.
Cheers.